the advancement of our region in terms of development, in terms of research, in terms of innovation. That is why it's critical that we come together as a regional body to strengthen our education quality.
The national exam result for Liberia today, I'm saying recently. So what does this program mean basically for Liberian students?
What this means is that we are listening as a country, we are listening as a region to ensure that when our graduates leave our halls and institutions of higher learning, they've acquired the competency to put into practice what employers need. The final message to Liberian people is that we want to ensure that their degrees are not just a collection of paper, but that their degree means something. It has integrity and trust in the system. So this is why we've convened, YCAN has convened this conference, the second international conference, to expand on these initiatives for strengthening our higher education.
Thank you, Madam Minister.
You're
Thank you
very
so much.
welcome.
All right.
Experience sharing, knowledge sharing, and system strengthening is important for regional.
The national PRO for the National Volunteer Teachers Network, and so it's a pleasure this morning coming to the studio, coming to you live from the Via Junction.
Can you tell your purpose for you guys being here?
All right, so this morning we have come this morning in a clerical tone to the home of the president this morning to have him informed that the lieutenant that he have placed in the position to serve we Liberians, especially with regards to the Ministry of Education, is not treating us well as young people, as parents who are in the classroom, who have been volunteering all the time, for which they have promised us that we are going to receive salary this August. Till now, all the promises have since not to materialize. So this morning, so far that the lieutenants have not given us ears, we think that the best place is the president who is elected as the CRC and the head of state, that he is and the father of our country, to give us ears. That is the reason why we're here this morning to lead our plan to the president on the manner of action in which we have been treated as volunteer teachers within the MOE sector.
So being a PR for the Voluntary Teachers Association, have you people read the Ministry of Information concerning your issues?
We did not want to read. I think the Ministry of Education covers our entire activity. We have been the Ministry of Education, our DOs are aware, the CEOs are aware, the Minister of Hearing aware. It was last year, August, that the ministry sent a team of people to Boca Mission to do the vetting process of voluntary teachers. There where they told us that based on the vetting they've done, the number of persons that were vetted was 6,000 voluntary teachers that were vetted. And out of the 6,000 volunteer teachers, after we carried our credentials, they went through another vetting. And out of the vetting, 3,755 persons were considered qualified by the Ministry of Education. And that number was read by the Ministry of Information regular press briefing where the minister told us. And on that 3,000 plus persons, they told us that they're going to put 2,000 persons on payroll this year. And that was already done, meaning 1,000 will become a replacement process, and the other 1,000 will become a direct employment. So and the process was done, the vetting was done, people went to the ministry and filled in PIN, which is the personal action notice, were already paying, document was there, people carrying the bank accounts and things, and so we're promised that this particular August, we're going to get on payroll, so the reason we are here. So yes, indeed, the ministry is aware of our being here.
So you earlier stated that you have a procedure where you be qualified to go on the payroll. So can you tell us the procedure that will qualify you as a teacher to go on the payroll?
Yeah, so we came from the background of the MOE. We did not just go to the class as volunteers. We were placed to the rigorous process, coming from the PTA, going to the file of the office of the DEO, then yourself giving the information to the counterweight, the CEOs. I aware that we are in it. So the process was very rigorous. We carry out documentation in that regards, because before you go to the classroom as a volunteer teacher within the MOE sector, you must have at least a C certificate to be placed on payroll. That is the minimum qualification. And I think almost everybody was vetted by the ministry, went through the rudiments, met the necessary qualification, upon which the ministry told us that we were going to. Based on that, we are then hopeful, we were moderate, we were quiet, we were patient. We thought the whole of last year with the hope that things were going to get fine. So we accepted it, and this year again, they want us to go back to the class that school has already opened. So we are calling all our volunteers to not go to the classroom until they hear from us as the leadership, until the ministry in itself do the needful by placing it on paper. With all that, we bring out the classroom as instructors.
Mr. Walker, you guys are emerging, it seems to be. We have not seen no representative from the president and both countries. Do you think the president will listen to your flag?
I think you know that there's Liberia, but I think the president has been communicated to. There's Liberia, you understand, so that has taken place. Sometimes even the leaders are aware, they play TFP. This morning, I was opening on an open FM this morning, in which the public affairs for the Ministry of Education, Mr. Martin Baton, was called by Clarence Jackson, asking him on what he knows about us, and surprisingly and interestingly, Martin Baton let it carry the bell by telling us that this budget year will not be placed on payroll because all they have been telling us is fallacy to tell us that we place on the payroll in this budget year. And Martin Baton is coming out this morning on the OK morning was telling us that they cannot put people on the payroll in the middle of the budget year. That thing is a charade. They have done. I think they have lied to us. That in itself, they have told us they are playing, meaning they are not prepared for us to go on the payroll anytime soon. So until the ministry is ready for us to go on payroll, we'll block out the classroom. Because if you go to the classes, the volunteer teachers are the ones that are doing the job. Those people who are employed, some of them are not doing the job. You come to realize that some schools got 15 volunteer teachers. Some schools are only 3 employed teachers, and only the rest of them are volunteer teachers. So people say that makes sacrifice for you, and you cannot give them money to the extent that not even transportation so people can receive as staffing from the school. So on that basis, we think it's not in a good faith, and we will send a serious signal to the office of the president so that the president will get involved, or else we're not going to class when the student will not be taught.
If the government fail to listen, what will be your next action?
If the government fail to listen, we'll block the classroom. Like I said, we will not go to the classrooms. And I'll speak with the classroom will be vacant, and the classrooms will be empty, because our numbers are the ones that the government is depending on currently. Not even the people they pay to go to the classroom, volunteer teachers are the guys that are doing the work. Some even employed teachers, work classes, some employed teachers send TA to the class to go and teach. And the government is aware, the DOs, the CEOs are all there aware about this particular affairs. So the entire burden of the school system is resting upon the volunteer teachers. So if we not go to the classroom, I think there will be a serious issue, and the students themselves will get concerned. At the end of the day, the student will join in and endeavor to know what kind of thing we are going through, because we want to avoid corruption in the classroom.
We expect to see surplus of a police, but now we see less of a police.
This morning, we came here this morning, you know, when we went to the home of the president, the manner in fact in which the security guys, they launched the people, and you know, the manner in which the guys were engaged by the security guys, I think they said they received a call for higher up, assemble the home of the president. And so you see some of them are fathers, some of them are parents and things like that. You just saw the accident the other parents going not too long, where in leaving the father, foot and getting wounded, leaving your hair getting wounded, and the carrying breaks for you, even the journalist. So you saw this morning, we came here this morning when I rest this morning. I just left the radio station, the rest of the guys should have been here. And I speak to in other counties too, the guys are also going go slow. In Maryland, in Magibi, the guys are always going go slow. So this should have been workshop for the teachers and things like that. But all of our guys are not going to the workshop because they are listening to us. The number is not a thing, but why it matters here is the what the information is going across.
How many voluntary teachers you guys work with?
We have currently 6,000, like I said. We have 6,000 in our number, but the 6,000 have been placed in the category. Out of the 6,000, they said 3,000 plus is qualified and 2,000 is not qualified. So we want the ministry to come and tell us who are qualified and qualified. Why the definition of being qualified and qualified? Those who are not qualified, we don't think that you should become executed, and those that are qualified should be placed up to go to the classroom to impact education into our system. If you look at the result from the just in the West, you saw how productive the teachers were. You saw how energetic, you saw the kind of impact the teachers have made. So we cannot make this significant impact while bread has been put on Dr. Jana's table, while bread has been put on Nathan Jackson, we see the Minister of Physical Affairs table, and the rest of them too, the children are eating, we have been put outside, the leadership is crumbling, and people are dying leaving the fine ice bag. We are calling on the ministry to do the needful, or else the class will be empty, we will not go back to the classroom.
So how many years have you served as a volunteer teacher?
For me, I've served as a volunteer for 3 years now. But some of our guys that serve for 4 years, some of our guys that serve for 5 years, some of our guys serve for up to 10 years now. They have served in that particular request. So the fact that the documentation was taken, so far that they were vetted, and the ministry gave them hope, and some of them even feel in pay and same bank account no more. They are started getting on payroll now. But this morning, sadly, with the information reaching us, it's very sadly and frustrating to get the ministry have played our intelligence, they have played our education, they have made fun out of us. So if nothing is done, the next thing we'll ask the president that Dago Jala is not competent.
The advancement of our region in terms of development, in terms of research, in terms of innovation. That is why it's critical that we come together as a regional body to strengthen our education quality.
The National Assembly result for Liberia today, I'm saying recently. So what does this program mean basically for Liberian students?
What this means is that we are listening as a country, we are listening as a region to ensure that when our graduates leave our halls and institutions of higher learning, they've acquired the competency to put into practice what employers need. The final message to Liberian people is that we want to ensure that their degrees are not just a collection of paper, but that their degree means something. It has integrity and trust in the system. So this is why we've convened
What can we do before 2029? How many companies can we bring to Liberia before 2029? That is the discussion here today. Hello? How many employment opportunities we can provide before 2029? We know here 2029 will worry about itself. You know what I'm saying? Don't focus on 2029. Our focus is how can we make Liberia better before 2029. You got me? Look at the health sector. What can we do for the health sector? How much for one becquerel? That is how much US? $15, right? Someone says $17.50, right? PAP. Hello? Hello? Part of the plan of action of PAP is to work. We are not there to be insulting the president. We are not there to insult the government. We will bring PAP rates and make it lesser than the amount of food and soda. Hello? That is the vision. You get me? There are people who selling in the market. Some of the children on the road selling cold water. You know how they selling the cold water? They can go and borrow one sack of water from somebody for Sepe and go and sell. At the end of the day, they get 150 LD they carry home. Out of that 150 LD, they will eat 100, they keep the 50. You understand? What we will do, PAP, by the grace of God, we will walk into the community and say, don't do Sepe, here is $100, go start your business. Yes. No more brand, no more brand. Hello? You want to wait for campaign time or election time before you have your citizens? No. This is the time. No. Let me tell you something. 10 years from now, hello, I want you to listen to this, very serious. 10 years from now, we have our elderly people. 10 years from now, we have our elderly people that will not be living. That is no joke. You know why are not eating on time the way they're supposed to eat. They're not doing checkups. So 10 years from now, the elderly people that we have, what we can call big brother, or our pa, or big man, in 10-year period, these people will be no more, they will be dead and gone. And you don't want to hear it as a hard truth. I just told you we have to tell people the truth. The generation that is to replace those big brothers 10 years from now that will not be living. This is a generation that fall into drugs.
Years they have been working with the MOE, but they have not been employed. So that Patrick there. So folks, we stay here. Let me talk to people. Good morning.
Good morning.
Get out your name.
I'm Mr. Emmanuel Benson Sr.
Your purpose for you being here.
My purpose, as you can see, we need employment. We need employment for employees.
Since when you have been calling for employment? Since when?
To be definite, since 2018, I joined this field. Yes, since 2018, and we are not heard anything. We are not being treated fairly. That is the reality. We are qualified, and we are not begging just for this job. As I keep saying, it is our dream. We have passion, but we notice that MOE, they are paying Gamo into employment. They are paying Gamo into this.
If you say Gamo, what you mean?
When I say Gamo, there are people like us. I'm Emmanuel Benson Sr. I'm qualified. I went to La Fosse Teacher College. I obtained C certificate, and I also obtained AA degree, specifically in social studies. And then currently, I'm a junior student 18. I joined this.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Get out your name.
I'm Mr. Emmanuel Benson Sr.
Your purpose for you being here.
My purpose, as you can see, we need employment. We need employment for employees.
Since when you have been calling for employment? Since when?
To be definite, since 2018, I joined this field. Yes.
So,
Good morning.
get out your name.
I'm Mr. Emmanuel Benson Sr.
Your purpose for you being here.
My purpose, as you can see, we need employment. Emmanuel Benson Sr.
Your purpose for you being here.
My purpose, as you can see, we need employment. We need employment for employees.
Since when you have been calling for employment? Since when?
To be definite, since 2018, I joined this field. Yes, since 2018, and we are not heard anything. We are not being treated fairly. That is the reality. We are qualified, and we are not begging just for this job. As I keep saying, it is our dream. We have passion, but we notice that MOE, they are paying Gamo into employment. They are paying Gamo into this.
If you say Gamo, what you mean?
When I say Gamo, there are people like us. I'm Emmanuel Benson Sr. I'm qualified. I went to La Fosse Teacher College. I obtained C certificate, and I also obtained AA degree, specifically in social studies. And then currently, I'm a junior student for the BSc program. And then since then, there's nothing like employment. There are other guys who met us at the school, they are new entrants, they have been employed. Then what about some of us who had the potential? You can be employed. So it's a game. Yeah.
What are some of the delayed their employment? Patrick, you're back. So, so we say
Sorry. See the people that you bring into our channel. You can't do that. When they say you're pregnant, why does that mean pregnant?
My colleague for that room was here was written marked by the process. Yeah, and I'm feeling pain in my hands, my legs.
From the Vah Junction.
Can you steer your purpose for you guys being here?
Alright, so this morning we have come in a clerical tone to the home of the president this morning to have him informed that the lieutenants that he have placed in the position to serve we Liberians, especially with regards to the Ministry of Education, is not treating us well as young people, as parents who are in the classroom, who have been volunteering all the time, for which they have promised us that we are going to receive salary this August. Till now, all the promises I've seen not to materialize. So this morning, so far that the lieutenants have not given us ears, we think that the best place is the president who is elected as the CRC and the head of state, that he said, and the father of our country, to give us ears. That is the reason why we're here this morning to lead our plan to the president on the manner of action in which we have been treated as volunteer teachers within the MOE sector.
So being a PR for the Voluntary Teachers Association, have you people read the Ministry of Information concerning your issues?
We did not want to read. I think the Ministry of Education covers our entire activity. We have been speaking to the Ministry of Education. Our DOs are aware, the CEOs are aware, the Ministry of Hearing are aware. It was last year, August, that the ministry sent a team of people to Boca Mission to do the vetting process of voluntary teachers. There where they told us that based on the vetting they've done, the number of persons that were vetted was 6,000 voluntary teachers that were vetted. And out of the 6,000 volunteer teachers, after we carried our credentials, they went through another vetting. And out of the vetting, 3,755 persons were considered qualified by the Ministry of Education. And that number was read by the Minister. The Ministry of Information regular press briefing by the Minister told us. And on that 3,000 plus person, they told us that they're going to put 2,000 persons on payroll this year. And that was already done, meaning 1,000 will become a replacement process, and the other 1,000 will become a direct employment. So and the process was done, the vetting was done, for went to the ministry and filled in PIN, which is the personal action notice, we're already paying, document was there, carry the bank accounts and things, and so we're promised that this particular August, we're going to get on payroll, so the reason we are here. So yes, indeed, the ministry is aware of our being here.
So you earlier stated that you have a procedure where you be qualified to go on the payroll. So can you tell us the procedure that will qualify you as a teacher to go on the payroll?
Yeah, so we came from the background of the MOE. We did not just go to the class as volunteers. We were placed to the rigorous process, coming from the PTA, going to the file of the office of the DEO, then yourself giving the information to the counter with the CEOs. I aware that we are in it. So the process was very rigorous. We carry out documentation in that regards, because before you go to the classroom as a volunteer teacher within the MOE sector, you must have at least a C certificate to be placed on payroll. That is the minimum qualification. And I think almost everybody was vetted by the ministry, went through the rudiments, met the necessary qualification, upon which the ministry told us that we were going to be. Based on that, we are then hopeful, we were moderate, we were quiet, we were patient. We thought the whole of last year with the hope that things were going to get fine. So we accepted it, and this year again, they want us to go back to the class that school has already opened. So we are calling all our volunteers to not go to the classroom until they hear from us as a leadership, until the ministry in itself do the needful by placing it on payroll. With all that, we bring out the classroom as instructors.
Mr. Walker, you guys are emerging as seems to be. We have not seen no representative from the president Antl come to you. Do you think the president will listen to your flag?
I think you know that there's Liberia, but I think the president has been communicated to. There's Liberia, you understand, so that thing place. Sometimes even the videos I have where they play deaf ear. This morning I was even on an Oakland FM this morning, in which the public affairs for the Ministry of Education, Mr. Martin Blaton, was called by Clarence Jackson, asking him on what he knows about us, and surprisingly and interestingly, Martin Blaton let it clear out of the bed by telling us that this budget year will not be placed on payroll because all they have been telling us is fallacy to tell us that we place on the payroll in this budget year. And Martin Blaton is coming out this morning on the OK morning rush, telling us that they cannot put people on the payroll within the middle of the budget year. That thing is a charade. They have done. I think they showed me they have lied to us. That yourself, they have told us they are playing, meaning they are not prepared for us to go on the payroll anytime soon. So until the ministry is ready for us to go on payroll, we'll block on the classroom. Because if you go to the classes, the volunteer teachers are the ones that are doing the job. Those people who are employed, some of them are not doing the job. You come to realize that some schools got 15 volunteer teachers. Some schools are only 3 employed teachers, and only the rest of them are volunteer teachers. So people say that makes sacrifice for you, and you cannot give them money to the extent that not even transportation some people can receive as staffing from the school. So on that basis, we think it's not in a good faith, and we will send a serious signal to the office of the president so the president will get involved, or else will not go to class when the student will not be taught.
If the government fail to listen, what will be your next option?
If the government fail to listen, we'll block the classroom. Like I said, we will not go to the classrooms, and I'll speak with the classroom will be vacant and the classrooms will be empty because our numbers are the ones that the government depending on currently. Not even the people they pay because they brought classroom, volunteer teachers are the guys that are doing the work. Some even employed teachers, worker classes, some employed teachers send TA to the private class to go and teach. And the government is aware, the DOs, the CEOs are all there aware about this particular phase. So the entire burden of the school system is resting upon the volunteer teachers. So if we don't go to the classroom, I think there will be a serious issue, and the students themselves will get concerned. At the end of the day, the student will join all in and endeavor to know what kind of thing we are going through because we want to avoid corruption in the classroom.
We expect to see surplus of a police, but now we see less of a police.
This morning, we came there this morning, you know, when we went to the home of the president, the manner in fact with the security guys, they launched the people, and you know, the manner in which the guys were engaged by the security guys, I think they said they received reports from higher up, assembled the home of the president. And so you see some of them are fathers, some of them are parents and things like that. You just saw the accident the will carry going not too long, where in leaving the father, foot getting wounded, leaving your hair getting wounded, and the carrying breaks for you, even the journalist. So you saw this morning, we came here this morning when I rest this morning. I just let the radio station, the rest of the guys should have been here. I just speak to you other counties too, the guys are also going go slow. In Maryland, in Maggie, the guys are always going go slow. So this should have been workshop for the teachers and things like that. But all of our guys are not going to the workshop because they are listening to us. The number is not a thing, but why it matters here is the one, the information we go across.
How many voluntary teachers you guys work with?
We have currently 6,000, like I said. We have 6,000 in our number, but the 6,000 have been placed in the category glory. Out of the 6,000, they said 3,000 plus is qualified and 2,000 is not qualified. So we want the ministry to come and tell us who are qualified and qualified. Why the definition of being qualified and qualified? Those who are not qualified, we don't think that you should become Mexican, and those that are qualified should be placed on to go to the classroom to impact education into our system. If you look at the result from the just in the West, you saw how productive the teachers were. You saw how energetic, you saw the kind of impact the teachers have made. So we cannot make this significant impact. What bread is being put on Joseph, Dr. Jana's table, what bread is being put on Nathan Jackson, we're seeing them in the physical affairs table, and the rest of them too, the children are eating, we're being put outside, leadership is crumbling, and people are dying living the finance bad. We are calling on the ministry to do the needful, or else the class will be empty. We will not go back to the classroom.
Morning, good evening, good afternoon, good afternoon, Liberia. We say welcome, and with exclusive delight, we will say a pleasant welcome to all of our folks watching us live on Cool Channel 2 on YouTube. We also live on Facebook, Cool. We also on 91.9 on our online radio, www.knews.online.com. A pleasant welcome on today. Don't forget, the geometry of the whole must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority, and those that come with equity must come with clean hands. As usual today, I am your humble servant. I am G. Nathaniel B. Vah, just comedy ambassador today, and I'm here from the production department, T. Nicholas Barkley, making sure you can watch and view one of our spectacular events on our outlets upon. Welcome today. Today is 09012025. Today is the 1st of September. The 1st of September making the first day and the first working day of the month and the first day of the month. Good afternoon, good morning. Let me say welcome. This is the People's Program. Today is September 1st, 1829. Joseph Jenkins Roberts and his family arrived in the West African colony of Liberia to establish a new life, becoming part of the growing number of free African Americans immigrating under the auspices of the American Colonization Society. Roberts, who later became the Liberian first president after the nation declared independence in 1847. The American Colonization Society, ACS, was a private organization founded in 1816 to support the migration of free African Americans to Africa. Free born of formerly enslaved African Americans, immigrants, or immigrated to Liberia, drawn by the promise of opportunity and freedom from the oppressive social and political discrimination they faced in the United States. In 1829, Joseph Jenkins Roberts, a wealthy merchant, along with his wife and child, departed from Petersburg, Virginia, and immigrated to the colony of Liberia. They arrived in Liberia in the late 1829. Roberts quickly became a permanent figure in the colony. He served as the first black governor of Liberia in 1841. In 1847, Liberia achieved independence. In 1848, Roberts was elected the first president of the independent Liberia. The early years of the colony was marked by challenges such as the high mortality rates from disease among settlers and conflicts with indigenous African populations. The settler known as the Miracle Liberian established a two-tied society, recreated many of the social customs and institutions of the South United States. Good afternoon. Today, September 1st, 1852. Liberia history was marked by its ongoing efforts to secure international recognition for its independence, which is declared in 1847. In this particular year, France formally recognized Liberia's independence, following the United Kingdom. This recognition was crucial for the new nation, as President Joseph Jenkins Roberts has been actively seeking its various countries to strengthen Liberia's standing on the world stage. Liberia, as a matter of fact, after its recognition, sought on major world powers. As the first president, Roberts would made the significant gains to international recognitions, traveling to Europe to meet with heads of state, recognized Liberia as an independent nation. This was a major diplomatic victory for Liberia. Despite this recognition, the United States and other European nations with colonial interests were hesitant to recognize Liberia due to political and social issues related to faith, that is, the race and racial issues and slavery. The United States did not officially recognize Liberia until 1862. Good afternoon. September 1st, 1929, the shipment of native laborers to Fernando Po under the special arrangements rather than the established 1914 Spanish-Liberia Agreement, highlighting a period of intense scrutiny regarding forced labor practices in Liberia that will lead to the League of Nations history inquiry. This date falls with the crucial time as Liberia navigated the complex relationship between its traditional labor practices. The development of its modern economy via the Firestone Agreement, international acquisition of slave-like conditions, was still heightened up. Before that, 1926, Liberia gained agreement with the American Firestone Tire and Rubber Company for development in the rubber plantation. In 1929, Liberia and the USA was on path. The United States government and the national community began to focus on allegations the Liberia were operating a system of forced labor, supplying laborers to places like Fernando Po, now Equatorial Guinea, and Gabon. On this day, the American Secretary of Affairs officially questioned the Liberian Secretary of State regarding labor shipment to Fernando Po. The key issue was that these shipments were carried on a special arrangement, not the former 1914 agreement. This communication was a part of a broader growing international concern and navigation into forced labor in Liberia. The events of this period, including the inquiry into these practices, were considered a major turning point into Liberia. September 1, 2019. Today, Liberia 54th Legislature began an extended session, a 2-week expansion or extension of its regular session to address matters of national importance. As proclaimed by President George Manawia, also on this date, the National Public Health Institute of Liberia reported a new case of Lassa fever, though contacts were still being monitored. President Weah issued a proclamation extending the 54th Legislature session by 2 weeks, starting September 1st, 2019. This action was taken in accordance with Article 32B of the Liberia Constitution, which allows for the extension of session for matters of national emergency and concerns. The National Public Health Institute of Liberia, the NPHRL, confirmed that on September 1, 2019, there were no new cases of Lassa fever, to be precise. The NPHRL MPHIL had been monitoring a total of 56 contacts, including 36 health workers, following the previous outbreak. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Today's history is a regular feature in our programs. We will bring you history, date to date, back upon for your listening pleasure. Today, Carlo Gabino, an American crime boss, was born today, September 1, 1902, into the Palermo, Italy. Today, the German invasion of Poland, the later combination of German bootlickers, the tactics, the bandits curbed French and the British in art inactivities, and the Soviet Profade doomed Poland to swift defeat after Adolf Hitler invaded the country this day in 1939 and sparked World War II. On today, 1956, the thriller Rear Window, directed by Alfred Hitchcock and starring James Stewart and Grace Kelly, opened the American theaters, and it became a theme of a classic. Today, 1969, a group of young army officers led by Muammar al-Gaddafi deposed the king and made Libya a republic. And today, Bobby Fletcher defeated Boris Spassky to become the first native-born American to hold the title of a world chess champion today. In 1972, on the 1st of August. In an effort to lead a search for the American oceanographer Robert Barley, the wreck of the Titanic was found on the ocean floor at a depth of about 13,000 feet, about 4,000 metrics. In 1985, on today. In 2004, Chechen rebel-led seized a school into the Bethlehem. They narrowed Ossetia into Russia. The siege, which ended 2 days later, resulted in the deaths of more than 330 people. The majority of them were children. In 2004 on today. Today, September 1. So good afternoon, good morning. In 1960, the Soviet government announced that Premier Khrushchev who lead the Soviet delegation to the United Nations General Assembly on today in 1960. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, a pleasant welcome. It's important that we have you upon with our edition of the program. You can follow us on Cool on Facebook. You follow us on YouTube, Cool Channel 2 on YouTube. We say welcome to all of you. Many thanks to all of you watching us live. Augustine S. Kekula said, I'm watching you live from the Kellap Health Center, 72nd Junction. And said, many thanks for the programs. Isaiah Goya Jr., GSA Road, he said, watching you live. Alex Yor is watching. Alexander Bengalu, Fire, and said, thanks for update Police Academy, watching you. William Bakwi, Robert Street Highway, Fire Demba Duno is watching. Zuba Town. David Ritchie is watching us live. And James Flomo is watching us on today. There are several issues that Liberia and Darius Bioga and say, I'm watching from Jigotown. Anthony Yapa and said, Tower Hill, RIA, Maggie B County. Thanks for joining us. You can please share the video. Do well to share the video and invite others to join you or to join us on this edition of the program. You know, let me say this. This issue of the drug, yeah, you know, we won't back down on this. Let's speak about this a little bit. The drug activity in our country. Let me take a break here. Let me take a break. You are tuned to the heat. Good afternoon. Keep tuned.
Yes, I've been served as a volunteer teacher.
For me, I serve as a volunteer for 3 years now. But some of our guys that serve for 4 years, some of the guys that serve for 5 years, some of the guys serve for up to 10 years now. They have served in that particular request. So the fact that the documentation was taken, so far that they were vetted, and the ministry gave them hope, and some of them even feel in pay and send bank account number. They expect to get on payroll now. But this morning, sadly, with the information reaching us, it's very sadly and frustrating to get a ministry have played our intelligence, they have played our education, they have made fun out of us. So if nothing is done, the next thing we'll ask the president that Dago Jala is not competent, not worth enough to set the ministry of education because she has failed the public trust.
Inspiring a lunchtime program here with you. It's important. Let me say thanks to all of you joining us. If you're online, please share the video and invite others. You know, January 2024, the president showed Liberians, code of officers, they will bring this few hours we have not heard on the public scene. Maybe probably it's happening somewhere now, but we just don't know. Somebody's died again from drugs, but it begins seeing openly. You will hear 2, 3, you will hear 1, 2 die here, and from the scene intake of those harmful substances, that later we begin to understand. They say Andros, Pack and Die, Satellite Ditch, and all sort of derogatory names, if pleasant to them, was placed on those drugs. Ame Opine allegedly ordering the release of his daughter after she was arrested in the ghetto with drug dealer, and then there was serious public backlash on that process, and then was suspended by his boss Anthony Soul. Then again, the 3 persons upon. That is so Pogba and Far upon. Well, the new Ernest Stopper agreements and warning several penalties against leaks from the LDA. And if there will be search, we should be aware that you will face penalty for such a process. And they are all both experienced folks from the angle of the law enforcement, the National Police, and NSA after there. Now, as part of this process, the DCP Biago was instructed that all operational heads will be made. He said that all of those that will listen to the information will be seriously sanctioned. And all of those that will be held in this process of undermining the agency's integrity they will have to account for this process. You know, the reason I'm saying this, even the law of the house and other appointed positions, people will even kiss someone say, lick the Bible, kiss the Quran. But we see otherwise than what they have said to the people. He said there will be no act of indiscipline, insubordination, or sabotage that will be entertained. Now, all officers who will violate the established administrative procedures will face immediate and decisive consequences. But then, when I was hearing this that I'm reading to you, I'm asking, how possible is this? How are we going to go with this? That there will be strict time consequence, professionalism, accurate discharge of duties. When you have Bogomar waiting a year or to see that in this fight we will have to train men. We have to train. There will be massive recruitment done that will enable us to tackle this process. I know it will take a process you already got men on, but it's an issue that you know to the public. Because some of you are dealing drugs and some of you stay in connection with these people. Some of you are the ones. Or with informations being confidential with the cycle, will they help us? Or will we now go to the stand that we see, you know, recently they said in library parlance, they say when a snake bite you, see later till you know this. Because librarians know what's happening in the system, so they will always be suspicious. But I'm still asking, because these guys who are volunteers, they are not on pay, they are not on government salary. But they are the ones who will use them to fight drugs. Or are there plans ahead? Because number one, it was based upon the background that those people who are doing drugs, those people who were officers volunteering, that they were surviving. Today, when we tell you something you comply, we will tell you tomorrow, when we tell you comply, we'll rail you to other business. So you saw the re-emergence of ghettos. When we tell you today you not comply, or Canada will raid today, will bring your thing down. And when they go raid, they ain't going for the substance. If they see stout beer, they're taking all. Cell phone, they're taking it. You get a hamburger red, they will take it. You get oil, they will take it. Whether that red oil, that palm oil, red oil, or agua oil, or coconut oil, they will take it. They didn't care about that. Even your shower slipper said new, they will take it and carry it with them. Jetboard, your boss new pair, they will take it from you. They will carry anything they will take it. Even you got one bunch of banana or plantain, the back door, they will carry it. They didn't care about that. They will carry it. And that's how they survived before. Are we also thinking the organizer means that they too can survive? Because if they are not on government, where are we going? Remember, it's a caution. If we'll do the same old thing to think that we will be doing the best thing right, we will still get the same results. Liberia, this is where we are. The new ORC of the LDA, remember, they also have a mandatory report to the Minister of Justice, and the Minister of Justice within 90 days will have to plan up in terms of operation, in terms of the functionality of the LDA, recommendation to the President to make sure how to move with this process here. The procedure, the operation, the management of the entire LDA sector, there should be a comprehensive report to the President from the Minister of Justice. But this is where we are. I'm going to leave it right there. It's good. We don't want to talk about other things and say, oh yeah, why? It's too early. But this is what we're saying here. And how are we going to achieve this? Those are some of the questions coming to the minds of Liberians. And we are still having a very huge influx of volunteers. We're already hearing now that the guys are already fighting back. The drug takers, the abusers and the users, and the traffickers and the manufacturers. What they're doing now, when you go raid there, they know some other police officer when they leave, they go attack the police officer. Remember that even they leak all the way with April Pan and the officer that was spoken to on the phone said that even AML personnel who were aiding them in the process to help them effectuate an arrest, his bag left inside, even the officer's bag that the carry left there. So they got away to fight back down. Just recently there was another issue where there was this raid and the officer was attacked. There was a scuffle with his arm and there was some discharge. Took away his magazine, took all the issues. Today, his uniform. Today, he's at the hospital at GFK, and there's some information getting at some materials that were taken and be retrieved up there. So this is how it is. So today, if you move and say today we're going to the Joba area and clear Joba, going to the GSA, the Zizi community, going to the pipeline area, going to Coast Point Hill. Today we are going at the Stephen Tower Estate, along the wings of the Stephen Tower Estate. There, we go into the Barnersville, the Gardnersville area. Just as you arrive there, everything is done. Those guys will escape, they will run away, but then right after that they regroup and they start to attack at people who they saw were influential in making this the raid possible. So I hope that our authorities are thinking about this up on there. We won't get tired of this drug thing. We are looking at the Biago, the Tape, the Kamanzu with eagle eye, and this should be the last end. We can't continue to have one institution change. No, this time we want result up one. So we hear that he has said confidentiality will be the matter of the day. And anybody who will leak out confidential matters, they have to face the fool with the law. When they want discussing that side, what they want to do, they do it. And it should not be up in the public. It should not be up in the public. We hope that citizens who will also be giving information to them will be protected. Let me hold it there and say thank you. You know, let me go to something different. Just this morning, this is actually a couple of what I'm talking about right now. Just this morning, volunteer teachers were out and they said at the front of the president, called the president's attention. Some of the notes are even saying officials of ministry of education who are directly involved with this process, here, if their needs are not, then they are requesting that they dismiss of those people. Those people, they can't be working, and they have always said that they are the backbone of the entire teaching educational sector of this country. Because even the teachers that are on payroll are depending on them. Even the teachers that are on payroll are depending on them. Even the teachers that are part-time on the government, they are depending on them who are volunteers. And with this, if they cannot be enlisted as employees of government, they are going to boycott classes. Those who are educating the children need to be paid. Teachers need to be respected. They're saying that if there's no teacher, there won't be a future. So they are very much key. And this end of the exploitation of volunteers, especially in the teaching cycle, should end. And those teachers who are qualified deserve salaries. And like I said, they demand a placement on the payroll, and the president should make sure they are employed in the system. What's going on? While we're talking about the teachers there from various schools on the government, the University of Liberia, they are saying that they are withdrew from all academic activities. They are not saying there should be an immediate signing of a long delayed collective bargaining agreement that talk about salary disparity, sanitation, faculty promotion, social security, and other unresolved issues. When will these matters end? When? Because we go to the other point in the academic areas on the government, they see the volunteers. Then the people who are teaching at the higher education at University of Liberia, they also see their own. Though the teachers from the other side, they are saying, from the mission education angle, they are saying we want employment. We are stay long in volunteering. We also we get blood, we get families, and people don't do it. Imagine this month, schools are reopening. If it don't happen, they will boycott the classes. What are our authorities doing about this? This has been an age-old thing. Every government that come and go, we hear teachers. Every government that come and go to a year University of Liberia with this thing here. Every government that come and go. The issue of broken premises, keeping the university facility in a filthy condition. Faculties have taught for some years, there was no promotion, no social security issues. There are a lot of unresolved matters. Students are with their own on the other side. Teachers, which one the problem will solve in this area now? Especially education. When we have all said and agreed that literacy rate in this country has gone to the heightened level at its depth, when will we? When? And they say now that because these things have been a continuous process and there being broken promises, nothing being done, so the administration and the government of Liberia has forced faculties now to do these things. Just a few days ago, you heard the Student Education Party leadership was even saying that because of field plan, Dr. Lily Mapaya, it's time that she's leave the position. She has served there for months, and the things they talk about has not happened yet. And it has even come to a point where they're being affected negatively on some of the things that they were benefiting from in the areas. Today, school buses are down. Students will have to struggle to get to classes. You go to classes, no chairs to sit. Teachers are no longer around. Instructional staffs and materials are a difficult thing. The facility of the institution is uncamped. The facility doesn't represent a university of the country, especially the higher institution of learning. And as such, now we're talking about the faculties. We're talking about the faculty, the teachers, the instructors. They are the ones saying now that they are withdrawing for everything because they are seeing that there have been a lot of failed promises in this thing here. Imagine teachers are talking about a decade long that they are complaining of poor sanitation across the campuses. And the students are also talking about that. The students are talking about this. Salary disparity. They say they describe it as chronic salary disparity compared with other public institutions. And the facility is dilapidated. Late payment for overload teachers. Inadequate support of lecturers on study leave. This is where we are again. What is going on? What are mechanisms that are put into place? What are issues? It says that Mapaya was appointed by the president at the level after several consultation. She said there's going to be improved faculty welfare and the conditions of the campus will be looked at. She talked about promotion of staffs. Salaries paid in time. Social security. Now, all of these, they have said they have not seen these things. These things have not been done. So at the end result, on Friday, they unanimously voted unanimously voted that they are frustrated, and they are. This is serious. It is. And not just this. Remember, there are other fragile higher education situation in this country. Remember the late Prince Wyatt Johnson? He was voted there into Nima County. Students were up. Again. And if these are the issues, and these issues are not resolved, we'll just be going to another round again. When? What is really going on? You know, that's what I said earlier on, that while government is saying that they are at various major gatherings and support are coming up, education, health, infrastructure, and all these things, scholarships, empowerment of young people, all these things, sometimes you are tempted to wonder whether their eyes are not in the country to look at the social economic issues, those issues that the fibers that break down institution. Volunteer teachers saying if they are not on payroll, they'll boycott. Universal librarians saying, the faculty saying, as a matter of fact, we have already voted, we are withdrawing from every activities. And it always been the case. Every time you see another leader taking position, you see the next, no, we want a person go. What is happening? Liberia, today's Monday. This is where we are on the 1st of September, and these are issues. The president was greeted this morning with scolds of teachers, volunteer teachers, that said they have discussed this at the level of mission education, and now, in fact, the spokesperson said that on one occasion, the communication director, Jim Massive Blitton Reverend, was asked about this issue. He said, but this year they on payroll. Is it like that next year they're putting on payroll? What are they telling them? So if they say they ain't going to class when they go on payroll, so they should go on payroll next year before they should go to class before they get on payroll, or they get on payroll first before they go. So this year when school open, who are holding up to those schools, and with their complaining, and this is already the case. I said volunteer in the LTA, this is already the case. The people that ain't here, they ain't want salary, so they go to class and say, my pamphlet, you buy it. In fact, they test, you just put my son inside, the homework, the assignment. If you put it there, I see it. I can even send a grades. When you don't come talk to me, I send you a grade, because that's the only thing you get money from. Then it starts to weaken student ability of studying advance, to be focused particularly on a lesson. They will need to pay. Saying this is the case, I mean, they also, let me run away by, let me run my motorbike, let me go sell, let me do this, let me sell my iron. I know that when I go to school, say teacher to get a test, I'll take it, I'll gain something, I'll pass. Then you see at the end again, students that come from high schools, you see visibility of the IQ that goes to Watts, that leave when I go to universities across the country for entrances for higher education. You see that. You see a bunch of the folks who, because they never develop that interest in education, after high school, they say, I'm going nowhere again. Everybody knows that I know book now. Let me go do my business. Liberia, this is where we are. But about 1 o'clock, we'll take our break and we've got a message there for you on today. And when we come back, we will talk a lot about this. And the dashboard cool cash giveaway is open. You can play and win yourself $4,000 Liberian dollars. Yeah, this is a regular process. So if $4,100 to play, 100 Liberian dollars to play. Understand, Liberians, this is actually where we are with this. But it's up there for you. Another issue has emerged. Another issue has surfaced. Volunteer teachers are saying we go to classroom. University faculties, they are saying we're not even there. In fact, we're going to get our hair from there. They ain't paying up good. They pay some people their money, they pay some people this. I even say we want them from the same area, we learn the same book. All the year, still no promotion. they facilitate the dilapidated position. Sanitary activities is at its lowest, and all this. Let's take this break.
Introducing Marie Sanitary Pad, the ultimate solution for every woman comfort and confidence during that time of the month. With Marie, every moment becomes effortless and worry-free. Ladies, we understand the importance of feeling comfortable and secure during your period. That's why Marie Sanitary Pad are designed with your needs in mind. Our ultra-soft, breathable materials provide all-day comfort so you can move with ease and confidence. Marie pads are equipped with advanced leakage protection, keeping you dry and fresh throughout your busy day. Say goodbye to leaks and hello to peace of mind. Super soft and provide unparalleled comfort for sensitive skin.
I have tried so many brands, but nothing compares to Marie. It's like they were made just for me. I feel secure and comfortable no matter what I'm doing.
Experience the difference with Marie's sanitary pads. Available at all drugstores, pharmacies, stores, and fuller shops. For wholesale, visit Lucky Pharmacy and Redemption Pharmacy. Call 2929 for free information. Try them today and discover what true comfort feels like. Marie, the latest choice. Introducing Marie Sanitary Pad, the ultimate solution for every woman comfort and confidence during that time of the month. With Marie, every moment becomes effortless and worry-free. Ladies, we understand the importance of feeling comfortable and secure during your period. That's why Marie Sanitary Pad are designed with your needs in mind. Our ultra-soft, breathable materials provide all-day comfort so you can move with ease and confidence. Marie pads are equipped with advanced leakage protection, keeping you dry and fresh throughout your busy day. Say goodbye to leaks and hello to peace of mind.
Yeah, just storing the steering reverse of the Belgium on round turn. I don't think that they are going to really end up come out to that statement. As I said, it's going to be catastrophic. So, mommy, we're on this hot sun. This hot sun here, just right beyond the Schools Education Party as the main campus of the University of Liberia, and you can
our actions. This madam will improve the academic conditions of the university campus. And this madam, with the understanding basically to the international Western system, that prioritize competence, that prioritize administrative processes in context. We are aware that the advocacies or the problem on the university campus will now be solved in 3 months, in 7 months. But let us say this: when my point was vetted by the board of trustees, by the university librarian, recommended to the president, there were criteria that were set to determine the qualification or the competence of the individual that will be given the job to spearhead the university. Some of the criteria that were listed was: 1, the new president that will be appointed must be able to lobby the university for the University of Liberia, basically internally and externally. Another requirement was this individual should be a person that must solve the academic or administrative rule value on the campuses of the University of Liberia. This individual, based upon appointment by the board of trustees, must do an assessment of feasibility study to focus on the challenges, basically administrative and infrastructure wise. When my prayer was appointed, not on the basis that she was the most qualified person, not because she was the most qualified person, but because most of the criteria that was set by the board of trustees irrespective. My parent reached, my parent, was strategic enough.
On the university campus, what actions are they going to take against this?
So, like I said, the actions have started. This is just a build-up process, and the party, on its revolutionary directions, have all of its mechanisms in place to make sure that my parent exit the University of Liberia will not come to the press to tell you, here's what we'll do, here's what we'll do, here's what we'll do, because our revolutionary credential does not give us the opportunity to say that. But what we can say to the press is the actions here today is a reflection that
in 7 months, my parents have given you on promises. We asked the president, the public, to do due diligence to my parents' promises to the University of Liberia. My parents said in her first 100 days, she was going to make sure the bathroom on the university campus are renovated.
But these are things I've been saying. These are things I've been saying, man. What exactly are you here for today?
We are here to start the process in making sure my parents leave the university.
Okay.
The unspecified revolutionary actions will be inserted in the coming time.
So, as a stands at the moment, these are members of the Students Unification Party. So, area coming to allow what just right.
My brothers administration, they will talk people on many occasions. My parents will not go here to serve as president of the university. My parents are here as a financial lobbyist.
So out there this time around, citing failed promises by the university president and then giving other issues, citing or being relieved for position at the university. Let me say welcome to all of you on today. We will do well now to check outside Liberia, to check out what's going on today in Africa outside Liberia. And our first stop will be in Zimbabwe, where Emerson Mnangagwa has joined a global leader for the Beijing parade upon Zimbabwe President Emerson Mnangagwa arrives in Beijing to join world leaders, including Russia's Vladimir Putin and now Korea's Kim Jong-un for a major military parade, a parallel summit of a powerful but little known alliance is underscoring China's push to shape a new world order, challenging Western influence through both the hardware and diplomacy. The event commenced with the Zimbabwean President Emerson Mnangagwa arriving in Beijing on Monday to participate in the military parade marking the 80th anniversary of the World War II conclusion. The parade is expected to be attended by over 24 global leaders on Wednesday, designed as a potent display of Chinese military powers. It will feature over 100 aircrafts, along with the array of advanced tanks and missiles, or domestically produced singularly Chinese self-reliance and growing technological sophistication in defense. The 10th member bloc, which include Russia, China, and India, Iran, Pakistan, have expanded in size and influence over 24 years, yet its objective remains unclear to many in the West, earning its reputation as a formidable but low-profile alliance upon. More on that, you go there and check it out to get a full detail coming out for you today. Our next stop going to be looming war in Goma's post-education out of reach for many families. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, it's back-to-back season, but in Goma, the city of over 2 million people, war is looming. Under the control of the M23 rebels, the city is suffocating, putting children's education at risk. In Goma's central market, the atmosphere is far from festive. For months, the AFC M23 rebels have controlled the city and its surrounding, strangling the local economy. Goods pile up, but buyers are scared. The situation is affecting preparations for the new school year. The situation is not good, says a shopkeeper Victoria Samango. Since the war began, there is no work and we cannot sell. In previous years, at this time, I was sold products worth 100,000 francs, approximately $35 US. But now I have only sold 10,000 francs. We don't know if the children will study or not, since it's highly in the movement in bookstores sales. In Goma, as in Bukavu, parents struggle to find the essentials for the new school year. Price for school supplies has skyrocketed, a direct consequence of the conflict. Notebooks, uniforms, spare parts, everything have become out of reach, victims of inflictions and shortages. For many families, schools is a broken dream. The exorbitant costs combined with the crippling economy have turned education into an inaccessible commodity. More on that, you go there and check it out to get a full detail. Today in Afghanistan, earthquake kills about 800 plus a village being destroyed upon. Confirmations confirmed death toll for Sunday's earthquake in eastern Afghanistan are risen about 800 according to figures provided by the Taliban government on Monday. The number of people injured has risen to about 250,000. Authorities said several villages have been destroyed. The 6.0 magnitude earthquake late Sunday hit towns in the province of Kuna near the city of Jalalabad in the neighboring Nangarhar province, causing extensive damage. The earthquake at about 23 hours 47 was centered 27 kilometers northeast of the city of Jalalabad into the Nangarhar province in the U.S. Geological Survey area. It was just about 8 kilometers deep. Shallow quakes turned to cause more damage. A Taliban government spokesperson, Zabihullah Manjahi, says at a press conference Monday that the death toll has risen to 800 with about 2,500 injured. He said that most of the casualties were into the Kuna province. Buildings in Afghanistan tend to be low-rise constructions, mostly concrete and bricks, with homes in the rural and outlying areas made from mud bricks and wood. Many are for poor construction. More on that, you go there and check it out. As Iran president today, let's check up what's happening to Iran. As Iran president says, hijab law may have led to war in society. Iran's president said that he refused to enforce the controversial dress code law as it might have started a war into Iranian society. Last year, a law paused the process of implementing the law. Stricter laws on women mandatory hair scarf or hijab. This bill, many believe, could have reignited the protests that engulfed the Islamic Republic after the 2022 death into the Mahsa Amini. The controversial law was approved by the parliament in September 2023 but has not been enforced yet. The law
but as this, we are grateful because when these things happen, the first thing, if it's not
919 0880 919 919 are the numbers to participate in today's edition of the program. Let's talk about some of the things that are within our borders that are happening today upon, especially when lots of Liberians in their mind thought that we would have been at the level of consideration in this process. Let me say good afternoon to you. Let's go to the lines and talk to you on today. Let's talk to our first caller on the line this afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon. Go ahead.
I'm asking now my wife on Shara.
Yeah.
Yeah, now for to live in the attack at the educational center. Yeah, you go there to my daughter to the voluntary teacher. And for the voluntary teacher, the phone no line. It was the work clean all the system, setting all the system. And then all the system, they was going to handle what 3,000 for the instructor, and both sides are going to improve 2,000 on the payroll. But they were the people project here. But this time around, they told them to the private project, they will be included into it. But to the finishing touching plan, that is starting for them to do the reverse and now saying that they want to go and try to protect and draw the president's attention. So I think for that, then they wait and see what the president they were up for today, 1st September 1st. Then they wait and see, maybe probably the week or the end of the week or next week, and low for so they know, hey, today the first is attacking the project. So So my thought was to but you know, like rubber, it's unfortunate for them. One can again just almost them. To go the graduate building, said it will get pinned up in a building, so ancient building.
But you know, no, let's talk about the volunteer teachers. They have said that this has been a long standing issues. Even the appointment of the education minister, those are issues they promised the folks. They said you're going to be someone that saw the budget up on the 7. What was going on? You promised already. We haven't waited for years. Okay, you say yes. They haven't waited for years upon years, and now coming to say, yeah, we help you on payroll, and seeing they are calling some, like they said, some of them were already upon, some of them were left undone, and they're teaching, and they are the workforce that the government depending on. Good afternoon. Okay. Okay. We're talking about the teacher and what will teach your children. I don't know what we're talking about now. But that's it. Yeah, thank you. And mission education need to look or in all of these things here. But this is where we are. You know, there are some problems that even when you tell the person your weight, because they are suffered from here for long. So when you say your weight, it's almost like then there's no hope for them. Then you go out to the University of Liberia again, you see this. Good afternoon. You're welcome.
Thank you. This is Prince Nathaniel B. I really appreciate your too much for this discussion this afternoon. I mean, use this video to create the instructions of our president on the user you can find that. But they have said those teachers who are now.
Yeah, because the teachers are saying like all the teachers prophecy on the president don't know. They telling all, but he know that what going on. Maybe he thinks everything all right. Oh, Mr. President, everything all right, but then they promising them and not doing it, so they must go to the president's house. That's how they went there.
Definitely that they are so in a way that try to supersede everything. They all go to the president and give one information on things that happen outside. So I think this president needs to have a clear and of course all these governments they need to make sure that they implement the government policies of public legislation. So I'm using a video so I can see your communication with the media education.
Okay. Yeah, okay, and the reason why they went to him there. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is the working calling from the outside. Yes, our former president for our education system led. The entire world already know that this country is being led when it comes to education.
Okay. He's off the line. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
yeah, go ahead.
Well, Monday, I just did it. All from Kenya. So, Wiki, at the University of Liberia, and I know the problem at the university. Teachers complain on what? Staff complain. This president has so far, some months have gone. Then, what is the issue? This president needs to address and solve some of these problems to people. So that's the president today. It's done. That actually came, she saw all issues, she went through, she took students around to deliver all activities, and she saw them. Those staff, they are complaining on salary. Up to now, nothing has been done. What are we having to? So we did.
Okay. Good afternoon.
That's what I follow.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, changes and denied or
during round power circulation. Thank you for the topic on the discussion. You see the issue of a period education system, it has become a whole issue. I am a teacher, also working with the DBX. People will sit at the period homes, they don't know what happened. Now you calculate, you have your children, you pay plus rent, you have responsibility. So tell me, how do we survive? So if people sit at the period homes, the issue that affecting our education system, if you don't have the people that live in the country and you're taking someone else from foreign nation, let's say the period for the diaspora who don't know the accessibility of the country, they are you are paying less out of us. So how do people think our education system to be? How do you think that we the teachers will be? Like, so people sit down and listen to you as you elaborate on the issue. So thank you very much.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Kim.
Yeah, thank you. So now you see the reason we haven't found with education in the country because our government has very political in the country. Government for the same thing. What do I mean? Now, how will we be smart? Look at a family. When the school spend a whole 20 or 5 years to do or 10 years to go to school, come back from school, then you expect to pay 150 hours, 2 hours, 150 hours. Now you don't let you pay 150 hours. Can you think of a couple more? You talk about all the way. You go to school, my not go to school. So you find more examples like whatever, right? So the people now can't go where. You find one tribe student get from high school teaching 6th grade. Get from high school teaching 6th grade. Why? Because in one you go to pay for Canada, they pay Canada, sit down and have a bunch of students get this school teaching that 8 and 40 together and when making for that. So the less people in the one of that go over teach ABC, teach 10th grade, 6th grade, apart from this you see high school then teaching that level. Because people educate their own with the value and right from there they write again. Right, but they want to teach more than 2 hours more to teach in school. Now, the government will do it. Thank you for the time.
The government needs to do something good. So the teachers are prompted now to call attention. There's some around. We don't just listen to the education minister, but let's go to the president. Good afternoon. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, yes, Smith, go ahead.
Of corruption. Like that, following the person who volunteered for over 6 years as a volunteer teacher at the Canadian High School. I think that thing is bad. People in a position or in a status and they are doing volunteerism. In case there's something, you want status of this school. If they're not going to school, see your child. How do you think they will survive? How do you think it's not family? They are going to say the students in the school that will be made or need to get money. So we are calling on government. It's not bad to be a teacher of people to volunteer because now a child has got a going to zero. But the part of the school you go to, the volunteer teacher plays a major role in those schools and those are on the payroll because those are on the payroll they can relax. They don't even go to work. Volunteer teachers go to work. When I was a Canadian, you see the teachers will be more committed than those on payroll. If the man already got his zero, nobody gets it out. They're kind of what we would be the ones to be called. At the end of the day, so it's bad. Everybody got a son that the education system will be at the best spot. Those are voluntary. Yes, it will not be 100% a case, but I think a case at the end of the morning, the body is going to be. So those levels will be voluntary. Still, it's less voluntary, but you will not receive the salary, the qualification. If there is something like a case in liberty and here, I think there will be much better, but the just making for the just volunteer, nothing, at the end of the day, the students will feed it. That's why every day,
yeah, they may go to class and teach the people. You have to take something home. Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So we are begging the government, we are talking to them. Let them listen to the program. Let them put their own payroll. Why don't we see they get their own payroll? Just for the volunteer payroll. Let them experience we have to ready. But if they will be there, and for them to plan, for them to step over here, and they get they are coming here too.
You're welcome. Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. You know, the era we have that we don't have to do volunteers in the country. That was my idea was education then. Yes, they treat us in the book are so much to come and $90 US. They went and wrote $90, then we put a dollar sign and put it US. The next right they said yes, they more than. The education sector, the health center, the security center, no furniture to go to US. One furniture there, you will compromise. They want to take something home. Be now one time, besides that, or travel room. Can you imagine that school be longer school says they are going them to school? I got my 2 grandchildren that will be having a weekend, Papa. I don't even know where to start from. So, or maybe to build parents up. But if people, maybe they will help us. If not, nothing will go on and this and that.
No.
All the people are always wondering, all the body on it.
Yeah, you are a regular caller on this program. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And these are all important issues. Why would we allow our people, where's the system? That they should protest, they should cry before they get something. Why is the system not working for them? Why are they, or should they cry before they get what they work for? The ones that are on payroll, they say it's small, disparity. Then we keep there are a great number of people who working on payroll. They don't take anything home. You see, let me talk to you. I'll take 2 more calls and call your day on today. Like one of the callers said, the education sector is on a serious attack because volunteer teachers on the other end, University of Liberia teachers on one end, and the students on one end. So it's a serious matter that our authorities need to look into. And they said that they had several meetings with the Ministry of Health and the authority, the Ministry of Education and the authority, but then these things, they don't see it working. At the end result, they are getting their volunteering. So this time around, they want to go to the resident of the president and say, Mr. President, this is where we are, Mr. President. It's like they're telling you everything is okay, but you have to look in our direction. You have to look in our, because we are here, and now if nothing is done, we will just boycott, and you know what it means. If those volunteers, we should not say they are not important because they are the ones being used in the system. A lot of schools in this area on the state teachers that have funded yet, depending on a serious note. And they're not getting their pay, they're not on payroll, they will still cry about the malpractices in this thing here. It becomes a serious thing. But it's good that we'll talk about it. Let me take you here and I'll call it a day on this Monday, the 1st. Yeah, good afternoon. You can stay in the heat, don't stay in the kitchen. You always, I encourage you to please put your thoughts together so that when you come, you get on the radio, you'll be able to say something that will be very much important because we value your comments, your suggestion, your opinion on the program, because they are a building block to our modern and emerging democracy. It's been so wonderful. Many thanks to all of you joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget the geometry of the whole. It must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority, and those that come with equity must come with clean hands. I am your humble servant. I'm Nathaniel. I'm here with T. Nicholas Barton. Until tomorrow, Tuesday, the 2nd, that will mark just 1 month to my birthday. Good afternoon, good morning, and welcome.
First, we have to be grateful to God. So we are grateful that it did not get worse. But we are feeling pain. I'm feeling pain in my left legs.
I've been paid by a pin late Angoti TikTok going party. and then you think you will come in the university and say you want to intimidate the militants of courageous consciousness of the Student Unification Party. Do
you think that doing this we'll see that the president is removed? Do you think that doing this will be the solution to a call?
SUP is a well-organized political institution. We have every mechanism in our possession and possible to make sure Mampaya leave the University of Liberia in according to our terms. Let us say this. We have what it takes. Both as a revolutionary organization, a diplomatic political institution, to make sure Mampaya doesn't pay the University of Liberia. Are we going to see that today? The revolutionary post-Trump did not set a